Vasistha continued. Rama, the absolute Brahman being omnipotent, his infinite potencies appear as his visible universe. Brahman, the absolute, is infinite. And what appears to us is infinite as well. We have this infinite stuff. There's all this stuff going on. There seems to be no end to it. There is no end to it. There's no end to it in its variety, its infinite variety. There's no end to it in the sense that it comes to a stop. It just keeps going. It's infinite. This is an expression of the infinite potencies of absolute Brahman. All the diverse categories like reality, unreality, unity, diversity, beginning and end exist in that Brahman. And these categories are what come about through our attempts to understand it, through this cognitive process. There's this cognitive process going on whereby we identify individual forms, individual notions, and we put names to them, and then we can communicate and so on. That they all exist within Brahman as well. All thoughts do. Like waves in the sea, the Jiva also appears in Brahman, self-limited by individualized consciousness. The Jiva is the individualized psyche. Sometimes the word soul is used for Jiva, but that's got quite a lot of baggage. I think just the individual psyche is the best way of understanding it. So it's like waves on the ocean. The ocean is just one. The waves aren't separate from the ocean, and yet the waves seem to have some kind of individual character. It's like a whirlpool as well. I mean, what's a whirlpool? It's something which has momentum. It's something which has direction. It seems to be going somewhere. It's dragging stuff downwards. And yet it's just water. It's water that's spinning. It's water that's pulling. It's water that's dragging water down into water. And yet it's a definite phenomenon, isn't it? This whirlpool. And yet it is only water. It's nothing but water. And this is how consciousness is. We're like whirlpools of consciousness, eddies of consciousness, all within consciousness. This Jiva later undergoes progressively denser conditioning, functions in accordance with that conditioning, and experiences the consequences of such action. It's like the whirlpool gets bigger, gets stronger, its force, the force that pulls it down gets stronger. And there's a progression indicated here of denser conditioning, and this is analogous to the formation of the elements, going from the subtler elements of space. Even consciousness is sometimes identified as an element in the Indian traditions. You've got consciousness, space, then air, fire, water, and earth. Earth representing notions of solidity. And this represents our progressively denser conditioning. Rama asked, Lord, Brahman is free from sorrow, and yet that which has emerged from it, as a lamp kindled from another lamp, is a universe which is full of sorrow. How is this possible? And now we come to the crux, a difficult question which arises within any religious system. The point being that this is not a religious system that's being expounded in the Yoga Vasistha, but it arises within Hinduism, which itself has many aspects, and one of them being a religious system. And the problem is, It's a big problem that's been faced by Christians. I suppose it's been faced by Jews and Muslims as well in their traditions, is if God is so merciful, if God is love, why, and if God is bliss, as Brahman is supposed to be, why is there such sorrow in the world? Why is there such suffering? Is a key question, isn't it? And I suppose the significance that it's such of it being such a key question is indicated by the fact that it's not Vasistha that speaks next, it's Valmiki, who is supposed to be the author of this work. Valmiki is the legendary sage, author of the great Indian epic, the Ramayana, and also he's supposed to be the author of this, so he's actually intruding into the story here. Valmiki said, hearing this question, Vasistha contemplated thus for a while. Obviously, Rama's understanding is not efficient because there is impurity in his mind. Yet, if he is not enabled fully to understand the truth, his mind will not find rest. As long as the mind is swayed by thoughts of pleasure or happiness, so long is it unable to comprehend the truth.